Okay, so it's day 2 or 3, I don't remember, of the game jam, and um, it's been very interesting so far. Like I said in the previous video, I thought this was going to be a quite easy thing to do, and it's not hard. It's just a huge learning curve. So the time constraints of trying to learn a program within a week is not demanding. It's just a matter of just getting familiar with what it is that I'm trying to do. I do have an expertise in the audio field. It's now trying to translate what it is that I'm doing in my field over to the video game audio program, and making sure that it syncs together. So a lot of what's been going on is just me going through like tutorials and yesterday was the first day of me actually getting into the program and designing something. So what I had to learn is sound design, and what I needed to do is I needed to go back into my old program to design a piece of audio, and then I had to transfer it over to the new program so it could be programmable inside of the video game. So that's what I did yesterday. So I learned how to do that, which was a hard task at first, because I was sitting there and I'm saying, I don't know how to make these pieces work together. It was tough. But as I progressed through it and pushed through to the other end, I realized now, okay, this is what I actually need to do. I have to design the piece first, make sure the piece works and together with a video game clip, and then move it inside of the FMOD program so I can time these things up. So that's what I did yesterday. I found a programmer. Me and the programmer were working on some things. So I was able to design my first asset. Ooh, yay. You know what I mean? That's a pretty big deal. So I was able to design my first asset, and then I was able to send it over to the programmer. And what I realized is that during the HackForge informational, there's supposed to be an easier way to be able to give a file over to someone and then update these things. So today, I got a pretty busy schedule. So what I'll do is I got some clients that need some for me to complete some tasks for them first. So I'll complete those tasks first. Then I think I'm going to try to learn source control and develop a workspace for source control, and then see what that is all about, and try to link up my source control with my with FMOD. And then hopefully we'll be able to talk to it'll be able to talk to the programmer's computer. And then I'll probably do some more tutorials, just so I can understand what it is that I'm actually doing, and staying busy until someone else decides they want to use me. And then maybe do some more sound design for that Tornado program with the other programmer. So I got to get with him first, see what he's thinking, see if it's working on his end. So, with that being said, let's get back to work. Now, after having a successful meeting with HackForge, and I really had a good time, it was now time for me to meet my teammate. He goes by the name of Game Code. Now, Game Code sends me over this piece of information. He says, listen, I need you to help me out with this. I got this tornado here. I want to be able to move it around the city. I need some sounds for this. And I says, okay, well, let me send, I'm gonna send you something, but let me put something together. So I started to get into my program and design something for a tornado, or what I think is a tornado that would be good with the concept. I'm in Studio One right now trying to figure out how to design something. Now, before I send him something, he sends me a prototype. This is what it sounds like. I said, okay. So after, figuring out the things that I need, I did some mixing, some mastering on it, and then I put together this thing here. Okay, so this is where we are so far. This is my attempt at a tornado. I'm about to send you, I sent you over the file. So this is how it's supposed to work. When it's in idle, this is what it's supposed to sound like. And then as you start to move, it's supposed to be able to continue, and then it should be able to go back down. So that's how it's supposed to work. So when you're idle, it's supposed to be idle. It's supposed to play. And then when you move forward, then it's supposed to ramp up. Now the parameters are right here. So it's like from 0 to 3340 or whatever. I don't know what that's supposed to actually mean, but let me know what you think, and then tomorrow I can come into the studio, and then we could try to figure this thing out together to see how we can actually make this thing work with two heads. Okay, let's do it. All right, so after I did my initial edits, I sent over a copy through Google Drive, and what I realized is that I can't keep updating this thing through Google Drive. It's not going to work. So we had to use something called source control. Now, what source control allows us to do is it allows me to make my own edits on my computer, him to make his own edits on his computer, and then we can then come back to the table without stepping on each other's work. So that's what we did. We installed source control. We made sure that my computer talked to his computer some type of way, and now it's time for day 3. Okay, today is day 3 or 4 of the game jam. And just to recap what happened yesterday, I was able to learn source control, and that is quite interesting to do, especially and it's needed, especially when you are working on several projects with other people. When you're working on projects with other people, you can come in and look at what it is that they've done, and then you can update it, or I can update it from my computer. What I need to update, I send it back to the programmer. He updates it how he wants to update it, and we swing it back and forth without actually stepping on each other's toes. Okay, so that was quite interesting, and I really enjoyed that part of it. And what I've realized is that the programmer has a lot of things already on their plate. So now what I have to do is I have to learn how to actually work independently without actually giving them extra tasks. So what that means is that I have to learn a little bit about scripting today. So that's what I'm going to try to learn. We'll see how it goes. We'll hopefully we'll know what's popping. Okay, so let's get back to work. All right, so that's what I did. I decided I'm going to tackle scripting, and I'm looking at this thing, and I said I'm going to figure it out. And after looking at it, I says, I don't know what this is. What is this? What am I looking at? How do I translate this? So after doing some more research on the internet, trying to figure out how to translate this thing, I had to go back to read the manual, and I found something called visual scripting. Okay, so here's what visual scripting is. Visual scripting is supposed to be the artist-friendly version of scripting. So if you're an audio person and you don't know scripting, or you're a designer, and you don't know scripting, or an animator who don't know scripting, then visual scripting is supposed to be the easier, friendlier way. Now you can see it's not a lot of code or anything that's involved when it comes to like typing, but you do have to know how to connect the dots, right? But after looking through the manual, it doesn't have much information there, and then going over to YouTube and not finding a lot of success there. Now, they give you some tutorials on YouTube, yes, but they don't give you the theory. And that's what I need to know. I need to know what the theory is. I need to know if I press this button here, it's going to initiate this activity. And then when I release this button here, it's going to initiate this activity. And so that is now the goal of mine, not to learn script, because I will never learn how to do that. It's very complicated for someone like me, but to understand the theory of visual scripting. So with that being said, I was able to take our project from looking like this and sounding like this to actually sounding like this.
I'm feeling alive. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. Ta-ta-da. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Ta-ta-da. Feel good, don't it? Ta-ta-da. Can you feel it? Ta-ta-da. Sick of my soul.